Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast, brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVRealtor.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. How you doing there, baby?
I am fantastic. How are you today?
Good. Feeling better. Got a nice long weekend in finally, or a weekend. Now we're back to work for like 5 more days here in a row.
Doesn't seem quite as bad to be here today.
Yeah,
last week was
kind of
rough.
But because we were kind of spoiled for that.
Yeah, we were.
Hey, coming up here in a bit, we've got an interview with JacquiBlue, and she is a filmmaker. I was pulling the info out to make sure I'm saying everything right. JacquiBlue, filmmaker, and she's got a movie coming out called I Chose Life. And it's a movie that is interviews with people who had attempted suicide and interviews with people who survived somebody who had committed suicide. It's going to be a really cool program. She's finishing it up right now. We're going to be chatting with her. And again, the website is ichoselife.com. But we'll be chatting with Jackie later in the show. Did you hear about this in China? Some kids were playing with pebbles by the railroad tracks, and they had some pebbles. These are just tiny little rocks sitting on the railroad tracks, and 2 high-speed trains had to stop. One of them hit the pebbles, and it shot a bunch of shards of rock all over and broke some glass, like cracked their window. So I bet those 4 school kids are in a little bit of trouble. But what
kind of parents just let kids sit and play on the railroad tracks anyway?
When I was a kid, my parents told me to go play on the railroad tracks. No, they didn't really. They said to play in the street. All right, they didn't do that either. Coming up, we've got some special things happening today. We'll tell you what in a bit.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Get razors for $1 a month plus a few bucks shipping, so you can enjoy fresh razors every month for as little as $3. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Monday, January the 11th. Today is Learn Your Name in Morse Code Day. So if you don't know what Morse code is, you're going to have to maybe figure that out first. But today is the day to learn your name in Morse code. Also, it's National Clean Off Your Desk Day. You know how I do that? Sit the garbage can next to it, just swipe my hand across the top.
Sweep your arm.
Oh, there you go. If I haven't got to it yet, it must not be too important. It's also National Human Traffic Awareness Day, and it is Cigarettes Are Hazardous to Your Health Day. So a lot of stuff going on. Speaking of National Human Traffic Awareness Day, that's today. We just watched a movie called Captive. That was an amazing movie, wasn't it?
I have mixed reviews.
It was a good movie. It jumped all over the place.
Yeah,
so you're
it
like,
did.
wait a minute. Wasn't she just gone? Now this is 5 years ago. Now this is today. Now this is yesterday. Now this is 2 years ago. So
Ryan Reynolds was in it, so it was
I rented
delicious.
it because Ryan Reynolds was in it, and that makes my wife pretty happy. When she sees him, she's like, oh, hey, Ryan Reynolds. I don't care what it is. Although he had one that was terrible. But this was a good movie, and it was about human trafficking. So again, today is National Human Traffic Awareness Day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVRealtor.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVRealtor.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. You think you don't need some kind of health care reform in this country? Talk to this guy in Littleton, Colorado. He said just one day at St. Anthony's Central Hospital, and he's complained to administrators about the insane cost of his prescription, Plavix and Crestor tablets, which he was forced to buy from the hospital because the administrators said the only drugs that you're going to get while you're under our control is from us. Now, normally he pays $8 a tablet for Plavix. Guess how much the hospital charged for the same tablet?
No idea.
$248. So an extra $240 on that one.
Holy
per tablet.
cow.
And Crestor, normally $3 when he's at home. Guess how much that one was?
How much?
$65 per pill.
Oh my God.
Total cost of his one-day stay with his medications, $58,000. $58,000 for a day. So he's going, maybe I shouldn't have come in. I should have just tried to get better at home. I don't know what's going on.
Wow.
So I don't exactly know what's going on there. I understand that there's, insurance costs have gone through the roof. It's ridiculous. But stuff like this really would be quite upsetting. That happened in Littleton, Colorado. So the guy's name was Jim. I'm not even going to try the last name. Bujalski? I don't know. Probably not. Anyway, you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again?
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. Missouri troopers seized about 20 pounds of marijuana from a car. This actually happened right around Christmas time. Some of the luggage and some of the wooden boxes were wrapped as Christmas gifts. The Highway Patrol says that they found marijuana in the car when they stopped them for speeding on Interstate 44. They were right by Joplin, Missouri. 2 California women were in the car. They gave troopers permission to search the vehicle. Both were charged, one with marijuana-related counts, and they were each charged with one marijuana. That makes more sense. They were each charged with one marijuana-related count, and they were released on a $1,000 bond. But they had this stuff in their vehicle disguised as Christmas packages, wrapped up. So
That's
I
a
guess
good idea.
I was going to say, if we're going to smuggle something, but I'm not exactly sure what tipped off the police to say, hey, I want to open my presents
I'm going to open
early.
all those presents.
Yeah, they did this on Christmas week, so I guess if you're going to do it, that's the time to do it. And speaking of Christmas week, our moment of duh has a guy fighting with Santa Claus. So I'm not sure why all of this is coming out now. I suppose it just takes that long for these stories to get to us, but we'll be sharing that before you know it on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
Here we are a couple of weeks into January, and finally I'm getting some stories here about people doing dumb stuff at Christmas time. You know, Santa Claus is supposed to be kind and gentle and giving, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to get in a fight with him because he can hold his own. A man took a swing at a guy in a Santa suit, and he discovered that Father Christmas was up to the challenge. Jonathan Danzy is facing misdemeanor intoxication and criminal mischief charges after authorities say he got into a fist fight with Santa Claus. This happened at a fast food restaurant. Santa knocked the guy to the ground, so he couldn't do any more damage to himself or others. And finally, a good citizen that Santa is, according to Lee County Sheriff deputies, they said once they knocked the guy down, he didn't keep beating on him or anything. He just said, I knocked you down, stay down, do yourself some good. They saw Santa in a convertible, and he took off. He had no gifts for them. What happened to Santa? Well, like he always does, he disappeared. Nobody knows where to find him. So I'm assuming he's at the North Pole, probably telling the elves about his escapades at a fast food joint. Some belligerent drunk tried to fight him, and Santa knocked him on his tush.
Well, good for Santa.
It's kind of funny, honestly. So there you go. Coming up, I don't know if we have any more Christmas stories, but we do have some. You know what? I think I do have one more thing. We got some fun stuff for our Scoop of the Day. That's on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now, your Scoop of the Day. If you're wondering what's in your refrigerator, you should go to the Consumer Electronics Show because they can hook you up with an app that'll tell you what's in your refrigerator.
Oh, good Lord.
The Fridge Cam mounts to the inside of your refrigerator using a little suction cup. Using an app on your phone, you can take a snapshot of what's inside your fridge so you know what to get while you're at the grocery store. So you're like, do we need milk? Do we need eggs? Do we need... Push a button on your phone and there you go. Now you know. It's called the Fridge Cam. It's what everybody needs. Yeah. Hey, we had a couple other Christmas stories, and this one is kind of a late Christmas present. Like the week after Christmas, that Saturday morning, a young man in Japan opened up his mailbox to find 3 million yen in cash stuffed inside.
That's about $8.75.
No, it's $22,780. I was going to ask you, but I'm glad you...
That's close.
He called the police and said, I went out to get my morning paper, and this bag was stuffed in, full of yen. He has no idea where it came from. The notes were all old. They weren't brand new or anything. There were no clues as to where they've come from. A spokesperson from the police says that they're going to take fingerprints, and they're going to contact nearby financial institutions to see if anybody's missing some yen. But if nobody claims the dough in the next 6 months, this guy gets his Christmas gift way late.
6 months.
Yeah, 6 months to collect the money. So
so what? You just say that's my money, and they'll
then
give it to you.
No, I'm sure you have to explain why it was in his mailbox, what it was in, and it was in a bag and it was in the mailbox. It was yen. I don't know. I'm not sure how you have to. That looks like my money right there. Hey, a minister in Kewanee, Illinois, got himself in trouble with the law when he tried to reenact another Christmas story. Tried to reenact the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Why is this stuff all coming out today?
I have no idea.
Apparently, everything people did dumb 2-3 weeks ago is finally making it through the news. This guy did. This is stupid. He was trying to reenact the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, he had a bunch of 7-year-olds tied to the front of his car.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. This is a reverend, keep in mind. He was dressed in a red cape and a Santa hat, and he hooked a bunch of 8, 6, and 7-year-old children to the front of his car with flashlights to drop off a donation at a drugstore. The kids held ropes and flashlights, and the one in the very front had a red flashlight like Rudolph's red nose. Police did not think it was cute at all. They charged him with reckless conduct and endangering the life or health of a child, both misdemeanors. So, not very smart.
Yeah, no, not smart at all.
I think we're done with the Christmas stuff now.
You think?
Yeah. Police in Montana say they got a call from a dog and a cat. They think the animals were fighting when they knocked over a telephone, then speed dial 911. Officers arrived. Nobody was at home, but they found the dog and the cat inside still fighting. They did not arrest the animals, just so you know. Hey, here's a novel way for thrifty brides and grooms to cut their costs. Rent a fake cake.
I've heard about this.
It's becoming more and more popular. You get a beautiful, elegant, multi-tiered fake cake, and then you serve people slices from a real, less expensive sheet cake. It's a big deal, and a lot of people are doing it to trim expenses, so it's not a bad idea. A teller at a Detroit bank activated some electronic locks, trapping a 15-year-old bank robber between their entry and interior doors.
A 15-year-old?
15-year-old bank robber in Detroit came into a bank. They
Good
gave the guy the
Lord.
money, but as he was walking out, they have an entryway. They pushed a button that locked him in that entryway. Thank goodness he wasn't in there with the customer. That would have been bad. When the police got there, they just pushed the button and let him out. According to the Treasury Department's Inspector General, here's going to make Heidi really happy, a sampling of the IRS employees' computers found that they use about half of their online time visiting gambling sites, doing stock trades, participating in chat rooms, and doing other non-work-related activities. Again, these are the people working at the IRS. They're not busy with tax things right now, so this is what they're working on.
Tax dollars well spent.
You ready for a strange law?
Sure.
In Florida, women may be fined for falling asleep under a hairdryer, as can the salon owner. So if you're sleeping under a hairdryer, you get a fine, and the salon owner gets a fine.
Well, that's stupid.
No sleeping under the hairdryer.
It's so easy to fall asleep under those things because it's nice and warm and it's that white
and you
noise.
Got that noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fall asleep when you turn on the hairdryer and you're getting ready in the morning. All right, that's going to do it for our strange law, and this has been your Scoop of the Day.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RoughToughKennels.com. Dog kennels and accessories sent to your front door wherever you live. Your dog deserves it. Learn more at RoughToughKennels.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got a special guest on the line right now. I'm going to be visiting with JacquiBlue, and JacquiBlue is with IChoseLifeFilm.com. It's an independent documentary film that's going to be coming very, very soon. But first, let's say hello to Jackie. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. For having me on today.
Well, we're glad to have you on the program, and I want to first of all say congratulations on all the success you guys are having getting this all pulled together. It's not completely done yet, but it'll be done soon, and that's got to be an exciting place to be right now, where you've been working on this for quite some time, and as it's getting to the finishing touches and the final stages, it's kind of exciting to see it all come together, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's been definitely a labor of love project, as you can imagine. It's a suicide awareness documentary, so the subject is pretty heavy. And my team and I have pretty much, that was pretty much what consumed most of my 2015 was working on this project. So to see the, I kind of say filmmaking is like a puzzle. You're putting all your pieces together. So when you get to look at all the pieces and see where everything fits, it's really cool. It's a really cool process. And this one has been a very heartbreaking and heavy and humbling and interesting project.
Well, let's talk about where this project started. Now, we go way back to the beginning. What was it that started on the project? IChoseLifeFilm.com. I know it's suicide awareness, but what was the event that made you say, hey, we need to do a film about this?
Well, so I'm a filmmaker, and my first film was about birth, and I had met these other filmmakers who were doing a feature movie on the subject of suicide, and theirs is a romantic comedy that they turn their tragedy into romantic comedy, and it was based on this man's real life suicide attempt. And they had reached out to me and asked me if I would be interested in documenting the making of their film. And that idea just kind of snowballed. The more I talked about it, the more I thought about it, and the more I kind of realized how important this subject is to really kind of talk about, and seeing how my first film the response that I got from women worldwide was, them sending thank you letters from across the world. I made this for women in America about the American birthing system. So to hear women across the world being touched and thanking me was huge. So I thought, this is an even bigger subject that really needs to be talked about. And, we'll obviously have more of a target market than just mostly women. So I really wanted to, my stepdad is a Vietnam vet and he deals with PTSD. I've had friends who have been hospitalized for suicide attempts, and I think more people have thought about suicide than are willing to talk about, and that's what I've come to realize in the making of this film is I've talked to a lot more people who were willing to sit and open up and talk to me about it when they realized I was doing a film on the subject. Even if they didn't want to be interviewed on camera, they wanted to talk about it, and they wanted to talk about their experiences. But they felt kind of like, I don't know if it's okay to, but, oh, wait, you're doing a film on this? Okay, I could talk to you about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Part of this is, with suicide awareness is knowing what to look for and knowing what signs to look for. And it's really great to get people talking because there are people who have had this happen to a loved one and they had no clue. But then after the fact, they go, wow, maybe, yeah, I guess I had all these signs. I didn't put this and this together. So it's great that you're going to, have people talking about this and increasing the awareness and things that we should be looking for.
And the big thing that really, really struck me with this film in particular was, and where I wanted to, in the beginning, I didn't really know which direction I wanted it to go in. I just knew I wanted to cover the subject. And the more I started talking to people, and I was talking to parents, parents who have lost children and children who have lost parents to suicide, and to hear their stories has been the most devastating thing I think I've ever heard in my entire life. And it kind of, in a way, it broke me. It humbled me, though, and that's when I realized those are the stories we need to tell, because somebody who's suicidal, and I know this from when I myself have felt suicidal. When someone is feeling suicidal, you have tunnel vision, and you're not thinking of, if you are thinking of how it's going to affect other people, you're thinking they're going to be better off without me. You're not thinking of people who love you and how they, in a rational mindset. You're not thinking in terms of how this is going to affect people for the rest of their lives every single day.
Yeah.
And so to hear that side of it, I feel like people who are dealing with the feelings of it need to see the other side of it, and they need to be aware. And likewise, on the other side of it, people who have lost someone to suicide, I want them to hear from someone who is suicidal so that they understand that they can't blame themselves, that this wasn't something that they can take personal, and because sometimes it's mental illness and sometimes it's life circumstances. But I think to understand the suicidal mind and to understand what it does to those who love you, who are left behind, to kind of get both of those perspectives portrayed in this film is my goal, to get understanding for both of those sides.
Again, visiting today with JacquiBlue, and this is an independent feature documentary called I Chose Life. I'm going to give you the website if you want to go and learn more about it. If you'd like to even contribute, there's still an opportunity to contribute so they can get everything all finished up. The website, once again, is ichoselifefilm.com. Now, when you guys get this thing all wrapped up, you're going to have to reach back out and let us know when it's available so people can go on and see it. But thank you so much for taking some time to chat with me this morning and let me know what you guys are working on. And we're super excited for you to get this done. And like I said, when you do, you got to reach back out and let us know.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me on today, and thank you so much for helping me spread awareness about this project. I feel it's so important to talk about, especially right now with everything going on in our world.
Yeah, definitely. And folks, if you're going through something where you think, boy, this is the end of the world, keep in mind, suicide is never the right answer. It's a long-term solution to a short-term problem. And I'm excited to have this documentary. It's an independent documentary film called I Chose Life, and it's going to be coming soon, hopefully in 2016. And like I said, when they get it all wrapped up, we'll certainly be reaching back out. Jackie, have a great day. Again, thank you so much for chatting with us.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You do the same. Again, JacquiBlue, and I'll give you that website one more time, ichoselifefilm.com. Thank you so much for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by carsforsale.com. If you're in the market to buy a car, truck, or van, find thousands of vehicles to choose from at carsforsale.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Did you know that Kermit the Frog was not originally a frog?
No.
Kermit the Frog was originally Kermit the Lizard.
Really?
I had no clue.
I didn't know that either.
So
I love Kermit the Frog.
I do too.
I love the Muppets.
If you were a Muppet, which Muppet would you be?
Either Sam the Eagle or Gonzo.
Okay. If I was a Muppet, which Muppet would I be?
Probably Kermit.
Kermit?
Yeah.
I thought you'd say Fozzie. Our son said that I would be Fozzie.
No.
Because I have so many bad jokes. Waka, waka, waka! Hey, speaking of fictitious people, how many fingers does Mickey Mouse have on each hand, Heidi?
3.
No, 4.
Oh.
So I think that counts as thumb, though. So probably 3 fingers and a thumb. So 4. And coming up in a moment, we've got Cookie Monster in the news as well. We're going to tell you why in a bit on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by StoneGroupArchitects.com. It's more than a building. It's design and function working together. Check out the project portfolio at StoneGroupArchitects.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. Heidi, we got some dumb people out there.
Oh, I know.
We had a story earlier in the program about some drunk guy that took a swing at Santa Claus and got knocked out at a fast food place. Well, now there's somebody that assaulted the Cookie Monster.
Oh.
Yeah. Some disturbed individuals in this world, but who in their right mind would ever harm cuddly, cute little Cookie Monster from Sesame Street? That's what happened about a week ago. A man punched and kicked Cookie Monster at the Sesame Street theme park outside of Philadelphia.
Aww.
All because Cookie Monster didn't want to take a picture with the guy's 3-year-old daughter.
Well, okay.
He should
First
have
of all,
done
that's his job.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we'll see if it says in the story why. So hold that thought. Dad got mad and stuck his head into Cookie Monster's mouth, which I'm sure that would have been funny. And then Cookie Monster, not liking having his head stuck into his mouth, imagine that, pushed him away. That's when the fisticuffs started flying. Cookie Monster got pushed to the ground and eventually was taken to the hospital for cuts and bruises, all because Cookie Monster did not want to have his picture taken with this guy's 3-year-old girl. Now, it doesn't say why he didn't want his photo taken, but I'm assuming it was probably because it sounds like the dad was being a jerk. So if the dad was being a jerk and saying, hey, do this, you need to do this, and he's going, I don't need to do that.
I think the dad was being a jerk after the guy in the ridiculous costume was refusing to take a picture. That's your job, dude. You're standing in front of a theme park. And
it doesn't really say what's going on here, but there was all I can tell you are the facts, ma'am, and the facts are a dude got in a fight with Cookie Monster, and Cookie Monster had to go to the hospital.
I would have knocked his head off his shoulders.
Here's what I think. I think Santa Claus and the Cookie Monster need to get together. Santa needs to teach the Cookie Monster a couple of moves. For those of you listening earlier, Santa Claus was in a fight with somebody, and Santa knocked the dude out. And then once he got him on the ground, he said, you're down on the ground. You just stay there. That's a better place for you. I'm leaving now. And took off without hurting him anymore. But it sounded like he could have cleaned his clock. All right, coming up, we've got the new sleep and eat diet. Oh, yeah, that's just what we need. Another diet.
Nice.
It's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
How would you like to lose weight by sleeping, Heidi?
I would love that.
Well, it's not some sort of new pill, and you don't have to spend a dime. Want to lose weight? Forget about the crash diet. Just crash. Get some sleep. A study from the University of Chicago probably completely contradicts the study we read last week, but here's the one from this guy. Lots of sleep speeds up your metabolism. That could be true. Our son sleeps a lot, and he's 60 pounds underweight. Let's see. Speeds up your metabolism, can lead you to experience weight loss. Deep sleep increases production of growth hormones. Those hormones speed up your metabolism, which burns off even more calories. The scientists suggest tablets can be taken to speed up metabolism if you're too busy to get the extra sleep. But they're saying if you want to do it on your own, you don't want to spend a dime, just take the time and get a little extra sleep.
And if you think about it, when you're sleeping more, you're not sitting around eating. So you're sleeping and you're not bringing in calories.
I'm going to go take a nap right now. Well, I'll wait till the show's done. We got some fun stuff on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by GunUp.com. If you're a gun lover, you'll be in heaven at GunUp.com. Built by experienced military veterans, shooting sports competitors, and publishing professionals. They have awesome stories and articles that are read by millions of gun enthusiasts. Check it out at GunUp.com.
A customer at a Chicago bank is being called a hero after he chased and caught a suspected bank robber. Now, I don't suggest everyone do this, but witnesses say a man robbed a bank. A dye pack included with the loot exploded when he ran off, and that is when Ninos Abraham was in the bank at the time, and he took off after the suspected robber. Ninos spotted the robber leaning against a fence trying to catch his breath, and he said, "Put your hands down." As soon as he did, Ninos put him in a manly bear hug and squeezed the crap out of him, as he says. That's a quote from him. I put him in a manly bear hug and just squeezed the crap out of him. That's a pretty picture. Then Ninos dragged the man back to the bank and held him in this bear hug until the police got there to take him. So there you go. I hope this bank does something nice for Ninos.
Well, I would sure hope so.
Yeah, he nabbed the guy. Got to hug him and everything. So it sounds like an interesting story. Anyway, there you go. Sounds like fun. Coming up here in a bit, we've got some excuses for being single. So if you're single and you're sick of people asking you why you're single, I got a whole list of excuses for you in a bit.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1, plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
It's been a while since I've been single. We've been married for quite some time.
Yep.
And
almost 16 years.
So, we've got the whole single thing covered. But for those of you who are single and you're sick and tired of hearing it at Christmas time, when are you going to get married? At New Year's, when are you going to get married? Well, here's a list. This is from a single guy. Came up with a whole list of good excuses. If you're looking for some, he thought he would help. So if you have people ask you, why aren't you married yet? So answer number one is because you haven't asked yet. It's a good one.
Yeah, if you like that person.
Mom. Maybe not.
Be prepared to act on that
Another
if they do.
Good answer to why aren't you married yet? Because I just love hearing that question, Mom. Another one, why aren't you married yet? Just lucky, I guess. Oh, that's funny. Why aren't you married yet? It gives my mother something to live for. Why aren't you married yet? My fiance is awaiting for parole. Why aren't you married yet? I'm still hoping for a shot at Miss America or Mr. America. Why aren't you married yet? Don't you know how hard it is to get 2 tickets to Miss Saigon? What? What is that?
I think that's a movie.
Okay, apparently. Why aren't you married yet? I'm waiting until I get to be your age. Why aren't you married yet? Didn't seem worth a blood test. Did we have to do a blood test?
We did not have to do a blood test.
That must just be in some states. Why aren't you married yet? I already have enough laundry to do on my own, thank you. A couple more on his list of good things to answer. So far, you liking this list?
Oh, yeah. It's always, it's amazing.
Why aren't you married yet? I would, but I'd have to forfeit my $1 billion trust fund. Why aren't you married yet? I wouldn't want my parents to drop dead from sheer happiness.
These are really stupid.
Why aren't you married yet? I don't want to have to support another person on my paycheck. And
we probably should have thought about that one before we got married.
And last one. Why aren't you married yet? I'm married to my career, although recently we've been considering a trial separation. Good list. All right, we got another list, but it's better. It is the 100 most populous U.S. cities. We're going to be talking about the most caring city in America. That's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV. Call 1-800-259-7646. They have hundreds of channels to choose from, with many packages to fit your viewing desires. Learn more at 1-800-259-7646.
We always try to wrap things up around here with some positive news, and I found this. I thought this was just really kind of a neat thing. It's the most caring cities in America.
Okay.
26 key metrics, the 100 most populated cities, and the data ranges from percentages of sheltered homeless people to the percentage of income donated to charity to the number of rehabilitation centers per capita. So those are the things that are in here. You ready?
Sure.
Should we do the top? Which one? Oh, I guess we got the top 20. So
let's do the top 10.
Well, let's just do the top 10. Number 10 on the list, Scottsdale, Arizona.
Okay.
It's a caring city. Number 9, Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh,
I've been there
nice.
before.
I love Omaha.
It's a nice place. Number 8, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Number 7, I've never been, but I'd like to go to Honolulu, Hawaii. Number 6, Virginia Beach, Virginia. Number 5, Chesapeake, Virginia.
Huh.
Now we're up to number 4. The 4th most caring city in the United States of America is Anchorage, Alaska.
Huh.
Number 3, Madison, Wisconsin. Number 2, also named for a president, Lincoln, Nebraska. And the number 1 most caring city in the United States, according to this study from Wallet Hub, Boise, Idaho.
Huh.
Boise, Idaho. So they talked about a lot of different things on here, like percentage of income donated to charity, number of volunteer hours per capita, percentage of residents who do favors for neighbors.
That's nice.
Percentage of sheltered homeless people, child poverty rates, and the per capita number of people who work in community and social services. So a lot of different things. And Wallet Hub did that study, and they send stuff to me like every other day. So I started using some of it at least because I'm like, I just keep deleting these. I should probably read at least one every once in a while. So thank you, Wallet Hub, for sending me stuff to read about. So there you go. We've been to a couple of those. Been to Lincoln, Nebraska. Been to Omaha, Nebraska. And I think Omaha was more caring to me than Lincoln.
Oh, I agree.
Lincoln was number 2 on the list, so they must be doing something right. Huh. All right, time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks again for listening to a Monday edition of the John and Heidi Show.
Time now for the bonus break, only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Your bonus break right now brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. These guys are good folks. They're good people. If you're looking for somebody to help you out in 2016 and make a difference in your life, think about this. You'll never run out of razors again, ever. How awesome would that be? And you're going to save money on razors. Those things are expensive.
Oh, yeah, they
You go to the store, how much is a package of razors at the store now?
Oh,
you got to fill out like a loan
crazy.
form, and you got to wait till somebody comes in that's got the key to get in because those things are so high priced. Anyway, you don't have to do any of that with Dollar Shave Club. All you do, you go to their website, you fill out the form once, and they'll bring them to you every single month like clockwork. Now, the cool thing is they'll send you an email before they send them out. I actually paused my shipment for this month because I had enough. I didn't need them. So this month I'm not going to get razors. But then I was thinking about it. I'm not going to get my bathroom reader this month either. So, hey, if you're a member and you get the bathroom reader, could you scan it in and send it to me? I'm going to miss that. Anyway, if you'd like to sign up, it's just $3 a month for the smallest package, up to $9 a month for the biggest package. So it's really affordable. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Heidi, do you like Nutella?
Yeah, it's all right.
I like Nutella. I don't know if I'm nuts for Nutella. There's some people that are nuts for Nutella. And if that's you, there's an opportunity for you to join a whole bunch of other chocolate hazelnut spread fans at a Nutella festival.
What?
In Australia this spring, Nutella Palooza.
Oh, my God.
They're celebrating all things Nutella and chocolate. So there you go. It's going to take place at the Bonathan Park in Adelaide on April 9th. According to the event website, the festival will be having a cooking demonstration, a bunch of those cooking demonstrations. Going to have food trucks and art installations, whatever that is, so Nutella art and more. Yum. Go check it out. If you want to know more, I'm going to put a link on our Facebook page because that's just funny stuff right there. Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. So if you're looking for it, there you go. And one other thing here. If you're feeling really fancy, you can now purchase and eat a gold donut.
What?
You ready for that?
How much is it?
$100.
Oh, my gosh.
Mm-hmm. A restaurant in New York City has a gold donut. This thing is filled with jelly that somehow has champagne in it as well, so it's a champagne jelly. The whole thing is topped with 24-karat gold flakes, and when they asked why, they said, because Brooklyn, that's why. So I don't know what that means.
Whatever.
Apparently Brooklyn likes gold. So I think this is the kind of thing that Donald Trump should have at his next event. He should be giving out gold
to everybody.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
It's $100 a pop. You know,
No.
Is that the way to start your day?
No, I wouldn't be interested.
$100 gold. Would you try it if I got one?
I would probably kick your butt if you got one.
I'm not saying if I bought one. I said if I got one. If I somehow, if I convince these people to send you a gold donut, would you at least take a bite of it?
I would try it, but I wouldn't go buy it.
A gold donut hole. Because that'd be a little less. This gold donut's $100. I'm like, hey, if I send you $10, would you send me a gold donut hole? Huh? What do you think? It's a restaurant in New York City that's doing this, and I've got a link that I'm going to throw on because again, you got to see it. It's kind of gross looking, honestly.
I bet it is.
It's gold-colored frosting, and then it's got gold sprinkles, which is the real gold on top of that. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Whose idea was this? Doesn't matter. It was a dumb idea no matter what. But I'll share that at Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. And that's going to do it for our bonus break brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. Learn more about them at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.